If your life had a Bollywood title, what would it be? I love this question. So
Uh,
I really don't know. I put you on the
Probably
spot, but
one idiot.
one idiot.
Some movie makers, their sensibilities, the way they build their characters and their sensibilities, if they align with ours, then it's very comfortable. It's not that you don't watch other movies. I do, and maybe even enjoy them. But the ones which where the sensibilities match, those movies I really enjoy.
One Bollywood film that deserved a sequel but never got one because
I
it's
think
a
Hum
era
Sab
of
Saath.
हम सब
I
obey
would love to watch.
Suraj Barjatya as a good as a strong fan in you. So like,
तेरे को मालूम है 206 टाइप का सिर्फ हड्डी है भाईला
Rastogi? Yes, sir. Can you tell us how an induction motor starts?
अजीब था वो, उतना ही दिल के करीब था.
hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Cubicle Cinema, where we explore the intersection of leadership, technology, and the magic of movies. Today, I'm your host, Jamal, and today we have a very special guest, someone with 24 years of experience in the tech industry, a seasoned leader in software engineering, and currently the VP of GE Vernova. Please welcome Mahesh Murarka. Welcome, Mahesh, and thanks for giving us your valuable time here.
Thank you, Jamal. Thank you for inviting me. I have been looking forward to speaking to your team. So, yeah, thank you for inviting me.
No issues. And just to give a context to everyone, I and Mahesh, we work together at G Digital. We share the same passion for movies. So I like Mahesh would be a perfect guest on our show. So let's hope it will be a very interesting conversation. I'm pretty sure of that. So Mahesh will begin with a very simple question, something which I relate a lot. I watch a lot of movies multiple times, maybe like as a stress buster or something. What are your favorite movies that you rewatch, maybe with family, maybe alone?
Absolutely. There are quite a few, but let me start with the one which, me and my family watch together almost every few weeks. It's Hum Saath Saath Hain. Um, I'm not sure is it because I grew up in a joint family or other reasons, but I really enjoy that movie. Um, then there are a few others, Chupke Chupke, Amitabh Bachchan and Dharmender. Again, I can watch it as many times.
Yeah,
Kabhi Ha Kabhi Na, Shah Rukh Khan's first
Shahrukh.
movie.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
then there is Jab We Met. There's another one which is a classic which I can probably watch as many times. Hera Fairy comedy, I'm sure
How
you
many,
can.
how many, how many times have you watched Hera Fairy? You let me know because you won't be able to beat me. Okay.
Probably not, but yeah, but quite a few times.
Good.
And then on the serious side, I have seen Nadia Ke Paar, the movie which Hum
Inspired him
Aapke Hain
after
Kaun
that.
is based on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Obviously, Munna Bhai series, DDLJ, lot of, again, I probably can go on, but there are quite a few movies which never bore you. I mean, you just identify with the characters, even what the next scene is just very comfortable watching them.
No,
So
I can
absolutely.
totally relate to, and I think all the movies that you mentioned, right? All of them are like family oriented movies. All are something which like have a core value at its, and even if you watch it, like you relate it, all the small moments you relate it so much that you will be like,
Yeah,
okay, you'll never get bored of it because you face those moments in your day-to-day life, and and then obviously that shows your emotional aspect as well. Yeah, glad to know
right.
that. Glad to know that. Um, then again, talking about genre, I see that family is obviously one of the genre that you enjoy. But talking about the genre, what are your favorite genre that you keep
I
watching?
Yeah, I would rather than genre, I would say, you know, I probably look for movies based on the movie makers in some sense.
Okay. Hmm.
Uh, but some movie makers, their sensibilities, the way they build their characters and their sensibilities, if they align with ours, then it's very comfortable. It's not that you don't watch other movies. I do, and maybe even enjoy them. But the ones which where the sensibilities match, those movies I really enjoy. Um and so the how the characters are built and what value system they belong to makes a big difference.
Which filmmakers are you talking? Which
So I
filmmakers?
think no, should not be surprising, but let's say Raju Hirani, right?
Okay.
Whether it's Munna Bhai series or Three Idiots, PK,
Yeah. Yeah.
the storytelling, the simplicity, the comedy is used as a means to tell a message. And again, every character there, even though unrealistic characters at time, like in PK, still you can identify with them. They make sense. Then very similar, but lot bigger, I would say, Rishikesh Mukherjee, right? Chupke Chupke, I mentioned Anand, Golmaal, Abhiman, Khoobsurat, right? Different times of
Yeah.
his
Definitely.
career. Uh, and all of them have left a mark on us in some way or the form. Like very simple stories, um, and yet powerful. So the everyday life and bringing somehow a drama into it is remarkable. Then there are some who are probably larger than life movie makers, but I still enjoy it more than their um, and their character building is great. Like Yash Chopra, some movies at least, Dar, Lamhe. I think Lamhe was much ahead of its time.
Definitely.
A lot of people in the current generation should go back and see it if they can.
Yes. Yes.
Diwar, obviously, classic. Then again, because of Hamsa Sate, I should mention Suraj Barjatiya. Um, the other movie which I really enjoy from Suraj Barjatiya is Vivah. Again, not very as popular as the other movies, but again, I can watch it many
No,
times.
it has its own following, and as in especially in my home as well. So I think Viva is not like Viva is an you can say hidden gem, but it's not that much of a hidden gem. A lot
Mm.
of family folks
Yeah,
actually have enjoyed it, and personally, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I'm a fan of Hum Aapke Kaun or Hum Saath Saath Hain. As in that is something which even I keep on watching whenever it's on TV. But Viva is something which I was like, oh my God, it's so intimate or so like okay, it's very different, I would say.
it takes most times it takes you back to the time when I was engaged and getting married.
No, can understand. Now,
Then there are
like,
some odd ones, right? Like Kundan Shah. Again, maybe because of Kabhi Kabhi Na, but you go back and look at his Jaane Bhi Do Yaro.
yeah.
Classic. Like, lot of movies have now copied that comedy of errors thing at the end. And then in the south you have Mani Ratnam. You know, again, great filmmaker. You know, even though his recent movie I did not enjoy much, but yeah, overall, whether it's Satya, Bombay, Roja, so yeah, so a lot of great movie makers in our country.
No, that's really good to hear, obviously, because obviously, it is something which you look forward to, right? If you are someone is your favorite director, and then obviously, and like have been watching their movies, even they if they, like for example Imtiaz Ali, right? Imtiaz Ali, Jab We
Yes.
Met, Love Aajkal, right? And you were
Yeah.
like, he was like back to back, he was giving such kind of masterpieces, you can say, right? And you're like,
Yeah.
okay, can he give a flop or can he make a bad movie? Can he make a bad movie? And we are like, okay, we were waiting for, and then he did actually. He did make a couple of bad movies with Shah Rukh Khan or the Love Aajkal Part 2, whatever it is. And like,
Yeah.
why did you? And then we are like, why did you do that? So yeah, I can understand, and that holds special. But still, an Imtiaz Ali will always be an Imtiaz Ali because we
Exactly.
have been, as in we have started following them. So that's good.
Yeah.
But having spoken about Rishikesh Mukherjee, right, and having spoken about Yash Johar, like you said, right, Rishikesh Mukherjee, very simple storytelling, but very powerful message, right? And I think something Raju Hirani has kind of definitely adopted in some manner in its own modern time. But do you think that can we get those golden days of maybe of Rishikesh Mukherjee? Apart from Raju Hirani, do you see someone else also who can pick? Like Lapata Ladies was something a very good
Yes,
example of
I was
it.
just going to say that there are these pockets of brilliance now, which I think platforms like Rikobi are helping, because the whole movie making has become democratized, Jamal, right? I think there are folks who would have never imagined becoming a movie maker, but they are natural at it. They don't know, maybe not from the movie families, or they're doing other things, but because of the way the process is now democratized, I think we will see a lot more powerful movie makers in future, right? And in the past, I know that there are a lot of other movie makers who might have tried, but there are no platforms to encourage them to, for viewers to know that there are movies like that, right? There are hidden gems. And now I think, again, thanks to platforms like Rikobi, it's very easy to identify such movies. And so, again, Lapata Ladies is probably also
Very solid.
got the um, focus because of Amir Khan and Kiran Rao and all. But
Yes.
again, there are many other movies which we have enjoyed, which would have not seen the light of the day if the things have not changed. So I hope I see a lot more Rishikesh Mukherjee's, and like not exactly like he's unique in his own way, but lot more great movie makers would come our way very soon. So I'm
No, no,
I'm counting on it.
no, that's true, and I think content discovery will become a problem with like AI tools, like a lot of content creators, even like finding something to watch and finding a hidden kind of gem. So with your limited time, right? You have very limited time,
Yes.
and a lot of movies I personally watch is something which I read good reviews on Rekobi, because as in I am like very solid. Okay, I am following those critics. I trust those critics, and if they have written something good about some movies, I will like, okay, this is something which I will definitely watch, and that becomes very easy for me, because with so much content, with new content pouring in, it becomes very difficult. Okay,
But
again
one
on
thing on
this,
critics,
yeah,
I'll say, Jamal, is identify critics whose sensibilities are similar to yours, and you'll enjoy
yeah,
their ratings,
definitely,
right?
definitely, definitely, because we don't want critics. We want someone who, yeah, whom our audience can
Things
relate
like
to.
you, things like you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you talked about Yash Johar also. I'll just quickly ask, who is the next Yash Johar you think? Because romantic movies is something which is very less, very less. I would not say it's not at the same grand as it used to be before with Yash Chopra. But
Yeah.
who is the next Yash Chopra you can say in our current generation? Who can be next Yash Chopra?
I to be honest, I think there are some good movie makers who have come, but they are catering to the next generation. So I'm not able to connect to them as much. I think the next generation, the way romance happens is very different, and and um, probably we cannot relate to it. So, and rightly so, the new movie makers are focusing on that generation. So I probably I think there are some movie makers who might come and may go back and try to attract our generation, like sorry, my generation, if I may, but right, unlikely, right? Because uh, romance is more of a young generation thing. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah. So, but yeah, there are some good movie makers who have come, and I think they are tackling the new generation. Would they be Yash Johar? Uh, I don't know. I mean, I like Aditya Johar. Sorry, Aditya
Chopra.
Chopra tried,
Yeah.
and he's partially successful, but again, not at the
And
level
his
of his
movie,
father.
his movies are very few, right? Is it like he doesn't, then he comes once in 5, 10 years, like people will not remember. Only remember through Rani Mukherjee only. Other than that, I don't know how they remember. But yeah, not like at the caliber of Yash Chopra. Definitely, definitely. Moving to the next question, I think what you have mentioned, the list of filmmakers, right? Most of them are known ones, right? And I think, yeah, that is something like most of them are popular ones. So
No, it's
any
not just
other
about
ones or
popular. I think there are a lot of popular movie makers. Again, I think they're great movie makers. I do watch their movies once, twice, but I don't connect with them as much. Whether it's Subhash Ghai, Sanjay Leela Bansali, Karan Johar, you know, Raj Kapoor. I mean, a lot of big names,
Raj
and a lot
Kapoor?
of people I'm sure enjoy their movies a lot more. Manmohan Desai, Mahesh Bhatt, probably bigger names than the movie makers I like. So they're great, but I don't really connect with those movies as much. So when there is a Sanjay Leela Bansali movie coming, I am not excited. So I'll watch because again they are unique in their own ways, but not like when there is a movie coming from Suraj Barjatia or Raju Hirani, then that's top on top of my list.
No, no, got it, got it. So, what are your favorite upcoming movies this year or coming year? As in, what are the movies
Sure.
you are looking forward to?
I think there is one most likely coming soon. I think from Amir Khan production, Sitaare Zameen Par.
Sitaare Zameen Pe. Yes, yes.
And I think it's directed by Prasanna, who
Okay.
also did Shubh Mangal Savdhan, I think, right?
Sabdan. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but in general, I think Amir Khan I
Big
believe
fact,
he's a
big factor.
backstage. Yeah, he is a director, but doesn't want to take the credit. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. So even like the trivia with Zameen Pe was like that, right? Amol Gupte
yeah,
was directing it.
yeah,
Okay. And I think eventually Amir Khan didn't like the direction and he kind of took the reins
took
in his
over.
own. Like, yeah, so that was the case. Only movie that he directed. But yeah, maybe that might happen with Sitare Zameen Pe or it might happen.
Yeah.
But you are
But
correct. I
yeah,
think
but
that
he has a good eye. And then
definitely.
this one from Priyadarshan, Bhoot Bangla.
Bhul Bangla.
Again,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think honestly, Bhul Bhulaiya was a great movie, and then I think we spoiled the part two, part three because Priyadarshan was not in it. I am looking forward to Bhoot Bangla. I think Priyadarshan has again a knack of you know uh, taking simple things and making them interesting. So
Totally, totally agree. And Bhut Bangla is something which, and obviously horror comedy is the genre. Currently trending genre, you can say, whether with the Stree universe, whether with Munjia, even like yeah, particularly in Bollywood, right? Horror generally
yeah,
has lot of niche audience, but horror comedy has created its own kind of
its own.
space, right? So I think
Yes.
because that is something which is trending, and Recobi, right? With Recobi, we can identify it very well, which are the common trends when we are doing the analysis, right? Like we know that horror comedy is going to be the top. I don't know if it changes in the next year or so because I think couple of year back, action like last year itself, action was on the top with John Wick series or even like Kill and all, right. And this year, 2024 was more about horror comedy. So yes, Bhoot Bangla will be definitely something we'll also look forward to because Akshay Kumar, and I'm looking forward Akshay Kumar's Jolly LLB, where part
Yeah,
three where you'll have both Arshad and Akshay. And I think
back.
legal
Yeah,
dramas, yeah, and they will be like there will be a good combo and like amazing combo that will be
yeah.
sharing.
And usually very few series have stuck with us, right? So,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm hoping Johnny will be great, uh,
Hmm.
but I'm not fully convinced yet.
No, that's good. That's good. Uh, that's really good. Any other movie apart from the? I think these two you have
No,
mentioned,
these
right?
two mainly. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm sure there are
But
others,
yeah,
but
but you're not a big Hollywood fan, it seems, right? No, nothing.
Hollywood, I've seen good movies. Like one of the first movies I remember very vaguely was Forrest Gump.
Okay.
It stuck with me. Shashank Redemption,
Mhm.
but again, maybe I don't get to uh, um know which are those hidden gems there as much as in the Hindi
Okay.
genre. Uh, Maybe again, I'll probably have to start following the platforms much more closely to get the
Yeah,
recommendations.
yeah. I'll send you some recommendations personally of
Sure.
Hollywood, like the classic that you mentioned the Bollywood classic that you should watch. I'll
Yeah,
send you a good list of Hollywood classics that's what we have been doing over the years. So I think that is something which I'll personally
Abs-
send you.
absolutely.
Yeah. Cool, cool. This was a good conversation, Mahesh. I will end it with one question which we are starting very new, and which is my favorite because in such podcasts, whether as in you don't like Karan Johar, but at least like the rapid fire round in his show. So I'm like always a fan of
I
rapid
like the
fire.
gift hamper.
Oh, but I was doing a PS that there are no hampers. We'll see what we can do. But this is something which I wanted to start, and I
Sure.
hope then this will be a good conversation. Okay, I'll ready to fire.
Okay, go.
Okay,
Go for it.
a Bollywood actor you'd love to work with or have dinner with.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Dinner with Shah Rukh Khan. Oh, awesome! I didn't know you're a SRK fan. Which Bollywood dialogue do you often use in real life?
हाँ, रिश्ते में तो हम तुम्हारे बाप लगते हैं.
Your pick. Do you love a masala entertainer or thought provoking independent film?
I think there could be both.
Okay.
I beg to differ. There are movies which are both entertaining and thought provoking. Right. So,
Okay. So a mix of both. If your life had a Bollywood title, what would it be? I love this question. So
uh,
I really don't know. I put you on the
probably
spot, but
one idiot.
one idiot. That's a good one. One Bollywood film that deserved a sequel but never got one because
I
it's
think
a era
Hum
of
Saath
sequel.
Saath.
I'm sorry. Oh,
I
big
would love to watch.
Suraj Barjatia has a strong fan in you. So like, I think what would be the sequel? The whole Jodhpur case, right? So I really don't know what would have been the sequel with that. Yeah, that's a good one. A movie that made you cry no matter how many times you watch it. I think this will be.
This is a good one.
I,
There are lots. I mean, I'm an emotional person, but
Mhm.
I think Mother India.
Okay. Okay. One Bollywood song that never gets old for you.
Uh, मैं
Which
जिंदगी
you,
की
huh? Which
uh,
which you hum or which you and something which you think like one thing which you like. Oh, this is.
again movie songs are again it's a completely new subject. We'll continue, but
Okay. We'll edit this. We'll
yeah.
edit this part.
ठीक है.
Okay. No, I think that was more about it. Thanks a lot, Mahesh. I hope you liked this last section.
It's good.
And I
I
think
hope the surprises are not bad.
no, thanks a lot for and yeah, I think we will, as mentioned, we'll send you a lot of recommendation. Rekobi, keep following there. Keep following some good critics there. I think we have good list as well. And yeah, I think we'll try to uh, keep updated with your picks as well, and we'll share this podcast to see and to folks as in whoever have seen this podcast and who love to be part of it. Feel free to comment, feel free to reach out to us, and thanks for the wonderful conversation, Mahesh.
Thank you, Tamal. Thank you for inviting me, and I really enjoy Rekobi, and hope others listeners also enjoy the platform. Please support, and thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks.